Buddy, my buddy Bobby Baun. Put her there, pal. Is this fun? Is this paradise?
Oh, this West Coast Resorts has just got it just like heaven.
Nothing beats it. We're at Milbanke Sound, and again, I'm with one of my best fishing buddies, Bobby Baun, one of the all-time greats of Toronto Maple Leafs. Are we going to catch some fish?
Oh, we're going to catch a lot of fish.
Some fish like this? Oh. Stick with us, because we're going fishing.
I'm going fishing all the time, and my baby's going fishing too. Bet your life that your sweet wife can catch more fish than you. Any fish will bite if you got the right bait. Now here's a little something that I'd like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Going Fishing with Darryl Chronzey is brought to you in part by YAMAHA, when you want the best. Abu Garcia for life. Berkeley Trilene, Canada's strongest fishing line. And by Montana's Cookhouse Saloon, fresh country cooking. Closed captioning of Going Fishing is brought to you by Fish Crisp, Canada's favorite season coating mix. BC's salmon sport fishery has been reborn. In fact, the trolling for coho and Chinook salmon has never been better. Today, Chronzey is joined by his good friend, ex-Maple Leaf hockey great Bobby Baun for an exciting day of downrigger fishing on the waters of Milbanke Sound, way up on British Columbia's North Pacific coast. Milbanke Sound is the melting pot for some of the finest salmon fishing in the world. Stay with us as the fishing gets hot for Chronzey and Baun at West Coast Resorts Milbanke Sound.
Bobby, you're turning into a fish hog.
Oh.
You know that? Spring or a coho?
I think it's probably a coho. She's coming up to the top again.
You know, so don't inhale too hard, because I don't want to see you swallow that cigar. You're really honest to God, you're a fish hog.
Oh, I know. I can't let you get ahead of me.
There you go. Oh, you got a big coho there, Bobby. I think I'll get the net on this one, eh?
Look at him go.
That is a big coho, Mr. Baun.
He didn't like the boat, I don't think.
Watch your knuckles. Watch your knuckles. Just let me slip back behind you, Bob. I'm going to get the net. That's a good-sized coho. That's a dandy. What's your biggest coho this trip, Bobby?
16.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think that's bigger than 16.
Oh.
Hey, he came out of the water. He cartwheeled. You know that?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good fish.
Dandy fish. Where is he coming? Okay, Bob, I'm gonna get in here this way when he comes up. That is a nice fish, Bobby. Look at this guy. He wants to go where he wants to go.
Oh.
You know, you bring him in, and then he takes off for another 30, 40 yards. Strong, strong fish. Here he comes around, Bob. I'm gonna get in here, Bob.
These are strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in front side of here. You okay?
He doesn't want to come.
He's gone back down on you.
He's gone back down.
Well, I saw him come out of the water when he cartwheeled.
Yeah.
And he is a nice looking fish. We got him, Bobby. Oh, we got that fish. That is a nice coho, Bob. That's going into the cooler for you?
Yep.
Okay. Let me get around here. I don't want to hit anybody with this net. Oh. Bobby, you got a dandy coho here. Is that a nice fish or is that a nice fish?
Isn't that a beauty?
Hey? Bobby, how many you got like this trip?
This is six of this size I've got.
The scales are still falling off. This is a real fresh fish.
It's a fresh fish.
You know?
Yep. No.
Just starting to turn a little bit on the nose.
Yep. Well, you can't get them any nicer than that. And they're so firm, these fish.
Well, I don't know whether I'd rather eat a coho or a Chinook.
Well, I'm a coho fan.
Are you?
Yep. No.
Well, just because you said that, I'm going to say I'm a Chinook fan. How's that? Do I get the next fish?
You can get the next fish.
You're not going to elbow me? You're not going to bump me like last year?
I won't. I'll let you in on the fun.
In on the fun. Last year I was out with Bobby, and when I got out of the boat, right, went to the showers, I had bruises on both hips where you're giving me the elbows and the body checks to get the fish.
Well, that's the way it was. Yeah, every game.
It isn't going to be like that this game. Nice fish, Bob. Bobby, we brought the Walker strike fishing with us, right? The underwater?
The Walker, well, what we're seeing is that Walker is just amazing.
Isn't it? Well, Randy Ford developed it, and what it is the coaxial cable goes right down the downrigger line, right?
Yep.
So we've got that camera right on top of the cannonball, and we've been watching the fish here, and it's absolutely amazing.
Oh, when you see they play like little kittens, you know, when the fish is playing with that bait down there, and you see them take a whack at it and go away and
come back
and whack it again, and then stick it in their mouth and swim around with it.
A lot of people have this misconception that the salmon just comes in and sees the cut bait right and he's going to smack it.
Right.
Well, we've proved that different. You can sit there and watch that fishing rod and it's not moving, but on the camera you're seeing these fish pick the baits up, throw it, spin it, come after it, and I don't know. It's mind-boggling what's going on underneath us.
It really is, and I think you know, when you see this type of technology being used out here, and it's not that it makes fishing any easier.
No, people think that it does. No, actually it's harder because your baits are in closer to the cannonball, but you're learning the characteristics of these fish.
Oh, and that's what's exciting. I think that's really what's going to help the fishing industry is when the more we learn about the fish and what they do and how they operate.
It just blows me away. They're not a dumb animal. They're following those baits and they're sly, boy.
No, and especially when you have one hooked, you know, they still play with you. They'll come at you and do all sorts of things with you. They play head games. I have headworms at the end of the day.
Oh, you have headworms. I'm going to give you an elbow in the head if you give me one more elbow. You get the next fish, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
And again, last thing, is West Coast not paradise?
Oh, West Coast Resorts is
just phenomenal.
Just phenomenal.
Great boats, great guides.
And Walker and all the suppliers of Fenwick and all these boys that are out here helping us, they're just amazing.
Well, so far you've mentioned Walker and Fenwick. You're looking for something at the end of the show, eh?
No, no, just being your friend, Darryl's enough.
Going Fishing returns in a moment.
Bobby, look at this. I popped it off the release, right?
Right.
And there's a coho up on top.
Is that something?
Yeah.
You just smoked it.
He smoked it, it's right.
You all right there?
Yeah, am I all right? Certainly I'm all right.
What do you mean? I hear you.
Am I
You're
all
breathing
right?
hard now already.
Certainly I'm all right. What do you mean I'm breathing loud?
No, you're breathing hard.
I had a sandwich in my mouth when that thing hit.
Give it to it hard, kid.
I don't think it's real big, but I think there's a lot of coho right on the surface pretty well. You know that?
You sure you still got it?
I still got them. If you can see that flasher doing that, I still got them. This is a brand new flasher from Oki. It's called the Kingfisher.
All right.
And I think the color is called Candyman, but it's only been down 5 minutes, and look what we got.
Yeah.
Really something, Bob.
Coming now?
Yep, I can feel him
Let's
coming
see
up.
if we can get it airborne.
These are strong fish, Bob.
Oh, he's a beauty.
It is a good fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dandy. And I think it's coho, Bob.
Oh.
It's called the Candyman.
Yeah,
the
Candyman.
Kingfisher. Just goes where it wants to go. And our guide was saying, go easy. Yeah, okay. And Bob, you know what? I use this word too much, though, but West Coast Resorts is paradise.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, it really is.
We're
You
here.
can't say enough about it.
We're here the end of August, right?
Oh.
And look at, yeah, okay. Ouch.
Your hand still there?
But the end of August, right?
Yeah.
And we're banging fish like this. Like,
Yep.
the kids go back to school in a couple days.
That's right.
God, I'm glad I'm
My
not
grandson's
kidding.
there, and
You brought the grandson up, eh?
yeah, he's not sure that he wants to go home now.
Let me ask you something. When you were playing hockey, right? I know you were a hot shot defenseman,
Oh, yeah.
but these guys are kind of wimpy now. That's my opinion, okay? Not like you guys were.
Well,
Who had the strongest shot that you had to stand in front of?
Oh, Bobby Baun. I swear to God, he broke my toes, my big toes 10 times, the son of a bee.
You'd see him come down the ice, what would you do? Close your eyes?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know how he did it, but in the old days, we had those softs after the second game, the home and home, and we go back in Chicago, and I swear he aimed for that big toe every time. It'd either be left or right. Of course, you couldn't do anything about it.
Have you got any toenail left on that big toe?
No, I haven't got anything left down there.
Bobby told me that he never put skates on again.
No.
When he retired, he just said, enough.
Yeah. No, well, most of us are that way. We're not old enough to play old timers yet, so.
You aren't? Oh, you guys have been great on this
We
trip.
don't like that word old either, so.
Are we going to do this again next year? Eh?
I'll be here next year.
I hope
and
I
I
am.
know you're going to be here. So. Oh, there it goes again.
Yeah. Hey, that is a
Oh.
nice coho. Isn't that a beautiful coho? Now, Bob, that was right on the surface. Hey, I'll bet you that wasn't down 2 feet. It's got a little bit of bend in his nose. That is a nice. Oh, I got to get him around this downrigger. Hang on.
Don't get in the engine.
No, I'm not worried about the engine. I'm worried about the downrigger. And we were just going to put that strike vision back on, eh? You ready, Mr. Baun? Nice coho, eh?
Oh,
Now, is that a dandy coho? Is that nice?
isn't he a beauty? Oh.
Dandy coho, buddy.
Oh.
Bobby, this is a dandy, eh?
Oh,
Look, it's just starting to get the kipe,
yeah.
right? What do you think, Bob?
Oh, isn't that a
Just starting to get the
snipper?
kipe,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Nice
Yeah.
fish.
They're once in a lifetime, really, you know. But when we see fish like that, we're just.
And again, it's the last week in August, right?
Yes, no,
and
no.
this is the time to be here,
Oh.
you know?
Where,
Great
where else
fish.
would you be?
Oh, is that a dandy? And again, did you see this flasher?
Yeah. No.
Hey? The old kingfisher?
The old kingfisher.
Hey? Nice fish,
A
Bob.
candy tree.
We got Big Mouth Smitty over
Yeah.
there. You know, he never
I-
quits.
No.
Every time we catch a fish,
It
he
just
makes sure the
warbles
boat's
like
right
a bird
here.
over there.
Warbles like a bird, is that him? That's him. Bob, I'm going to get you put that in the box. Thank you very
Great.
much.
I got him.
And I'll take the hook. Thank you.
Okay.
Looking to visit a fisherman's Valhalla? Look no further than West Coast Resort's Milbanke Sound. Here, it's best referred to as living in the purple. The lodge itself is a luxurious floating resort offering 5-star accommodations. There are the deluxe guest rooms with ensuite shower and bath, or after a day on the water, you can relax in the hot tub or swap fishtails in the games lounge. As for the meals, at Milbanke, it is always a case of multi-course gourmet cuisine at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Do yourself a favor and make tracks for West Coast Resort's Milbanke Sound on the far northern shores of British Columbia's West Coast. The accommodations are fantastic and the fishing is superb.
Is he off?
Oh.
You're making me sick, Mr. Baun.
This is a fish.
Is this a fish?
This is a fish.
Are you sure this is the
This
fish?
is a fish.
Is this the fish that's going to do it for you? You're going to win the tournament?
Oh,
Is it strong?
that's strong.
Hey, that rod is not lifting. You notice that?
Holy.
And our guide just said possibly a halibut the way it went down. You know?
Oh,
Watch your fingers. Put some muscle to him. Is he moving? He isn't moving.
oh,
Big halibut?
a big something.
Well, if it's a halibut, you don't want it, right?
No.
Eh?
Oh, I want it.
That's not coming up off bottom at all. Eh? Eh?
Oh,
You may need some help. That is not coming up, Bob. Look at that.
oh.
What's it feel like? You could be in for an hour adventure.
Oh, I think I'm going to be in here for a while now. Holy.
It's not screaming. Either it's a
I
real
haven't-
big king or you got a halibut.
I haven't had one like this yet.
Well, I may sit down and just watch you. How's that? He's not moving, Bobby. Bob, we're going to do something a little different because I know you're going to be about an hour with this fish. I'm going to do my tackle talk.
My eyes are big as saucers now.
I'm going to do my tackle talk while you're fighting this
Oh,
halibut,
that's,
okay?
that's good.
What we're using today, we got a Canadian Specialist Series mooching rod, right?
Right.
And all you've got is 20-pound Berkeley XT, right?
Yes.
And you've got my 89 large arbor reel,
Right.
And we are doing something a little different. We aren't using any spoons.
No.
It's all bait today, right?
That's right.
Now, sometimes we're using the attractor. This
Yeah.
is Oki's Kingfisher 2. It's brand new,
Yep.
right? Candyman, Candyman, and we caught a lot of salmon on that, right?
We caught a lot of salmon on that today.
But we've always got something trailing behind, right?
Right.
And it's either a Reese Davis anchovy head with an anchovy, right? Or a Reese Davis teaser head, right? And that's the Army truck, right? And that's a full herring on there, okay? Or, and I just have to find my, and what you've got on right now is a cut plug herring, right?
Cut plug.
They call it a cut plug. What they've done is cut the head off, right? And it's rigged specially, so it slowly rotates.
That's right.
So that's the tackle talk, right? We got the rods, the reels, and all our baits, right?
Oh.
Now I want to see you land this halibut.
How about a bionic arm?
Well, you've had the knee replacements, right?
I've had the knee. I got the Titanic knee.
It'll be an elbow replacement next. Bobby, I can see it down there.
You can see it?
I can see it. Well, what I can see right now is a big piece of herring. What do we got? Halibut.
You may take off her again.
It's a nice fish, Bob. I'm going to say that's, well, let's see. That could be
Probably going to take off.
35, 40 pounds, maybe. Ooh, nice halibut. It's a good thing our guide's here. Oh, watch yourself, Bobby!
Holy
Watch
crap.
yourself, Bobby! Get out of the way, Bobby!
Holy jumping.
You were a little worried there when that thing started
I'm
flopping.
shaking like a leaf here.
You did say I get some of the fillets. Remember that?
Oh, no. I thought hockey was tough, but...
And now, for the Montana's Cookhouse tip of the week. Okie flashers followed by spoons or cut bait are lethal on salmon. For best results, vary the distance from flasher to offering between 12 inches to 60 inches.
I want to know one thing, John Ferguson. Were you that tough?
Well, I worked at it, Darryl. I made sure that when I played those games, nobody was going to beat me.
I'm talking to Mr. Montreal Canadian. Can I call you, what was it, the policeman or the enforcer?
Well, I guess that was the moniker in those days, the enforcer or the policeman. But I always chipped in with my certain amount of goals, but you know, I was fortunate to play with Belleville and Jeffrey when I broke in as a rookie, and before going there, I led the league in penalties in the American Hockey League and led them in scoring goals. So I had a good opportunity at the time.
Was Jeffrey on that good?
Jeffrey was absolutely brilliant. I mean, he really invented the slap shot, and I mean, he could pick corners with the slap shot.
I want to ask you one thing, and maybe you don't want to tell me about this, but I remember one Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, right? And you and Hull get into a little scrap, eh? Who won that fight?
Well, if you look at the pictures that they have nowadays, he had the blood on him and I never. So, really, no, he was quite a hockey player. And there's no question about it. He was premier left winger at the time.
Do you love what's going on up here with us, Legends of the Game?
I love it. I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, how could you not? I mean, and the size of the fish and the people up here, it's just been tremendous. And I'm a BC boy.
You know?
But I've never been up here fishing before.
And the lodge is nice. The staff's great.
The staff's unbelievably good, and really the lodge is fantastic. And I just have. This is something you miss in your life. This is a once-in-a-lifetime fishing trip.
I've been up 2 years now. This is only the second year for the Legends of the Games. I'm coming up next year, right? I didn't know you were coming, and I already called my good friend Motor City Smitty, right? You know, and he's a different type of person. Like, let's be honest. He flies above the clouds. I want you back next year, right? Will you do a show with me?
Darryl, you bet I will.
Now, Smitty gave me a Colorado shirt. Can you get me a shirt for who you're with right now?
I'll get you a shot of San Jose Shark. It'll be the best shirt you ever made.
You don't want to draft me, though, eh?
I could draft it.
All right, buddy, let's go for it.
Going fishing returns with the Duquesne Gas Grill Shore Lunch.
Is that a spatula?
Yeah.
Put the darn spatula on the table for a second. Now let's get down to business.
Okay.
I'm with my good buddy Paul Cates. He is the Mr. Duquesne of Canada, and I think we say this on most shows, right? We do a lot of fish recipes.
Yes,
right?
we do.
It's not. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can be easy.
No, I think that's one of the conclusions that we've come with over the years, that as barbecuing has become more popular, the people that are inventing sauces are becoming more creative. And so, yes, you have your recipes, you have your marinades, you have your various ways in which concocting them. But there's a simple thing, is going to your local grocery store.
We went, and what we've got is golden dip, right? It's from Clubhouse. All you do is pour a little bit on the bottom of a saucepan, right?
Correct.
And put the fillets or the steaks in, and then pour some more on top.
Yep.
Let them sit for half an hour to an hour in the fridge. We've got what, lemon butter dill on there right now?
This is lemon butter dill, and the reason we chose that is because we're cooking with salmon. And the dill, I find I prefer the dill scent on salmon. I really believe that fish just need something just to add to it. Like sometimes fish is a little bit, people say a little bit on the bland side. Yeah. It needs a little creativity built around it. And this butter dill sauce is going to be quite nice.
The golden dip butter.
Golden dip?
Butter dill sauce.
Okay.
And again, the worst thing you can do with cooking any kind of fish is overcook. You know,
oh, yeah.
Sushi's raw. We're going to make this medium rare.
There we go.
Now do you close the lid?
Close the lid. Turn the heat down a little bit. And
prepare. Bobby, are we having a great time?
Oh, it's been wonderful.
West Coast Resorts, Milbanke Sound. Have you ever been to a place that's got more exciting fishing, accommodations, the staff's great?
No, everybody has just been perfect. And if you're taking a 1 to 10, it's a 10. There's no doubt about that, and probably more. And you know, people should take the time once in a lifetime to do a trip like this. And if you did it once, you'd be back many more times.
You know, and I could be wrong on this, but I'm going to suggest you go to your computer, get on the internet, and I believe it's www. West Coast Resorts. We're at Milbanke Sound, and I fished Whale Channel before.
Right.
I don't think we've ever had better times.
No, well, when you see the big sea otter yesterday and the whales and all the eagles up here.
And the fishing.
And the fishing, it's just, you know, it's really special. And you know, this country is a wonderful country, but I think out here it's just got something a little bit more than the rest of.
We've been out. Well, it's 1:45 right now. We come out at about 7 o'clock this morning, and we probably had 14 fish on. So, if you get the opportunity, don't pass up the chance to visit West Coast Resorts, especially Milbanke Sound. And I want to say one thing: thank you very much for another great trip.
Well, my pleasure. And Darryl, it's just wonderful to be with you. And you're like a little fart in a windstorm, but...
I like the little fart better than Lucky Nuts. But anyways, we'll see you next week because we're still going fishing.
Take care.
When traveling to Vancouver, Darryl Chronzey and crew fly WestJet Airline. When in Vancouver, Darryl and the crew stay at the Park Plaza Vancouver Airport. Going Fishing has been brought to you by YAMAHA, when you want the best. Garcia for life. Berkeley Trilene, Canada's strongest fishing line. And by Montana's Cookhouse Saloon, fresh country cooking. Going Fishing would like to thank the following fine sponsors.
Going fishing, going fishing. Baby smiling my way, gonna have a great day. No competition. Going fishing, going fishing. We'll be gone, but not for too long. Going fishing. We'll be